You did it. You did it. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be here. And today I want to talk about your future. Because tomorrow is the first day of your future. So where are you and what will you be doing in 3 years? Where are you and what will you be doing in 3 years? Do you have an answer? I'll help you get there today. I was asked that question when I retired 10 years ago. I'm still very active, but I did formally retire. And the dean of the business school said, "Susan, what do you want to say you've accomplished in 5 years?" I said, people don't ask me that question. That's what I ask everybody else, but nobody asks me that question. And I was biding my time because I didn't have an answer. So by the end of that lunch, I can say, I have the answer now. I am impacting zillions of women and girls to be all they can be. Zillions of women and girls, and other people too, to be all they can be. And how do I do this? Well, at that point, I did have my Institute for the Development of Women Leaders. So that fit under this umbrella. I was writing my book, Become the CEO of You, Inc. I had another book, Women Count, A Guide to Changing the World, in the background. Those all fit. I had a website. I was publishing newsletters. I was speaking all over. I was coaching and counseling women. And I thought, wow, now I'm all into social networking. You can tell that I've had to keep up with the times, right? And now I'm blogging, and oh, by the way, Huffington Post is right out there. So I'm keeping up with the times, and that's what I want to do. So why am I doing this? Because I am tired of counting women. Every place I go, and there's a lot of women in here today, thank you all very much. But I go into rooms and there's 1 or 2 or 3, not a lot. My goal is by 2020, the 100th anniversary of the right to vote, which is right around the corner. That's the right to vote in the United States, by the way. We will be at least 30% and on our way to equality. We can't quite get up to 50% in such a short period of time. But that's my goal, that's my passion. And what I've learned throughout all of this, my career process, and oh, by the way, I started with a job. I didn't know the difference between a job and a career. That it's important to know where you're going, and I now own my own career, my life, and now I want to talk to you about owning your own life, where you're going, because if you don't own it, who have you outsourced who you're going to be? So with that, I want to move on into owning your future and what that really means, and go on to this important question of, so what are you doing in 2016? That's 3 years from today. What are you doing? Well, many of you, although I can't see any hands, but I'm sure there's some hands out there that would say, I know exactly where I'm going to be. There are a few hands somewhere? 1 or 2 or 3. Somebody just put their hand up so I feel like, there's a few down here. Thank you very much. Well, I'm sure we're not able to predict the future, and if anything, if the past is anything, everything is going crazy almost daily around us, right? So we can't say, though, well, I want to do this, or, oh, I can't make a decision. I just have so many things I want to do. What are you doing, and what's your plan to get there? That's the important thing, the 2 important questions. What are you doing, and what's your plan to get there? And then you can figure out the rest of how you're going to get there. But that's important. That's very important because, as I said before, you have to be in charge of who it is you are and who you want to be. So let me help you go through how it is you own your future. 4 key points. The first one is all about having a vision. Gary talked about having a vision as a leader. I'm talking about having a vision as who you are and who you want to be where you're going. So that's number one. Number two, then, is to have a team. You can't do it by yourself. Many of us think we can. I'm not going to get tapped on my shoulder and say, come on and be a leader. You have to earn it. So you have to have a team that's there helping you get to where it is you want to be. And then the GPS system, and I call it in today's vernacular. I mean, anywhere you go to your GPS to find out how to get there. Well, you need to put a plan together here to figure out how you're going to get to where it is you want to be. And then you're going to start working that plan every day. Every day is a day of the future towards your goal. So the idea is how you're going to work every day to get to where it is you want to be. So let me just step back for a moment and let me tell you how I have used this model. I didn't always have it. As I said, I had a job before I had a career. So this is the model that I created during my career. Having a vision. I didn't have one early on, I said, and so when I came up to be promoted to manager, I didn't get it. I didn't get the promotion because I didn't have the skills and the capabilities, and I hadn't done the job that I wanted before I got promoted, and I didn't get promoted. So I wasn't in charge of myself. I wasn't making things happen for me, rather letting things happen to me. It was later then, because I did finally get promoted to manager, the next big job was partner, people that owned the company. And that was my next big goal. And two partners one day said to me, Susan, you can be a partner, and we're going to help you get there. I mean, they put that bee in my bonnet. I thought, wow, if somebody else thinks I can be a partner, I got to think that way, and I got to figure out how to make it happen. Then I ran into somebody else who was talking to me about a big project he was starting, a new company that within Anderson Consulting that he was starting. And the more he talked about it, the more I thought, wow, this is great. I need to be part of it. And perhaps it'll help me get to the partnership. So that's the very important thing, is having your team, knowing where you're going. And I put a 3-year plan together so that I was going to figure out how I needed to do what, when, and where to get promoted to partner. And by gummy, I made it. I was there. I had the right supporter there who at the table could say, Susan's done the job, she's got the skills and the capabilities, she's demonstrated that she's a partner, and we need her in the partnership. So I became the first woman partner at Anderson Consulting, now Accenture. So working the plan is great. Making things happen for you is very important. Don't sit back and let things happen to you. Be proactive and make things happen for you. Do the job you want before you get there. I had to do the job of being a partner before I was going to get on the promotion list. Very critical, and think about that for every promotion you want. How are you going to get the skills to get the promotion? So lastly, here's your assignment. I couldn't go away without giving you an assignment. Tomorrow is the first day of the future. Your assignment is to sit down at your computer. I mean, you're there all the time anyway, right? I mean, that's nothing unusual. And you're writing emails all the time. So here's a special email dated 3 years from now. And send it to your best friend, send it to me. Say, Susan, I heard you 3 years ago. Let me tell you where I am today. Envision yourself where you want to be and make it happen. You can't get it out on paper so you can start talking to people, because it becomes more real if you've got it, if you can see it. Is that really where I want to be? It's an amazing thing. So that's step number one, and then start talking about it and asking people, is this good? This is where I want to be. What do you think? Give me some feedback. So that's where we're going. The key now is you own your future. It's in your lap. It's in your head. All the best to you, and congratulations.